हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हो आप लोग? See, today we are going to discuss the UPSC Civil Services preliminary question paper, that is paper 1. In this, I am going to deal with geography and environment. So before I start, I would like to tell you that this year paper is comparatively easy as compared to last year paper. Now, as usual, every year geography and environment will determine whether are you going to write in your mains or not. Now, likewise, this year also, the total number of questions from geography and environment cumulatively accounts for near about 39 questions. Now, including the mapping. If you add mapping to it, some mappings of the international relations, suppose the Sumet pipeline or the Red Sea, even international mapping was also there. If you account into that, geography, environment, and mapping together accounted for 40 questions. That is almost 40% of the paper. So today, we will discuss this in a detailed manner here. We'll start with geography and environment. So the first question that we will be taking up is the question number 9. Now, the set which I am going to deal with is set D. The question number 9, which says that 1, the longest border between any two countries in the world. Now, this is one of the easiest question. See, even in our Samadhan classes also we have dealt that, for example, India and China, the longest border between, for India, we have dealt with the Bachpan, that is Bangladesh, China. So by this, you can easily eliminate. Now, overall, if you look into the longest border, here it is A. Mapping based question hai, very easy question, right? Next, geography and environment question, you can see in the question number directly on 29. Look at question number 29. See here. The Red Sea receives very little precipitation in any form. Yes? Yes. See, Red Sea receives very little precipitation because it is lying in the western borders of the continent. And those regions which lie on the western margins of the continent, you already know that the total amount of rainfall in that part of the region is not more than 50 centimeters per annum. So it receives very little precipitation, and also no water enters into the Red Sea from the rivers. See, significantly, there is no water that is entering into the Red Sea. But in few sources, it says that Red Sea, the rivers get dried even before they reach into the Red Sea. There are small streams, there are little streams. But if you look into the UPSC way, here both 1 and 2 would be the right answer. That means no water enters into the Red Sea from the rivers. Yes, this statement is right. Now the next question in the category of geography and environment, here it is 51. देखो, यहाँ पे interesting aspect ये है, in geography and environment, the total number of questions are accounting for near about 40, including the mapping. And geography is mostly dominated on the sides of the static content. Even if you have read your NCRTs, just by reading your NCRTs, you can easily mark near about 12 to 13 questions in geography. Right? See here. Consider the following statement. Question number 51, set D. Consider the following statements. The atmosphere is heated more by the incoming solar radiation than by the terrestrial radiation. See, you know that our atmosphere is more heated by the outgoing terrestrial radiation rather than the insolation. Right? Long wave, short wave concept ab sabko pata hi hai. That is, long wave terrestrial radiation is the more, it contributes more into the atmospheric heating. Now by this statement is wrong. Next, statement 2, it says that carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere are good absorbers of the long wave radiation. Yes. See, all the greenhouse gases, what do is they trap the outgoing terrestrial radiations. Now your outgoing terrestrial radiations are long wave in nature. So this statement is correct. Now the right answer will be statement 1 is wrong, incorrect, and statement 2 is correct. So the answer is D for this. Now come to question number 52. In the question number 52, consider the following statements. Statement 1 says that the thickness of the troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to the poles. See, this statement is right. Why? Because the thickness of the troposphere, if you see, it is 8 kilometers here and 18 kilometers here. Why? The primary reason is that there is more amount of heat that is present here, because of which the air can go up to greater heights. And the other reason is that here the gravity, when you look, the gravity is very less as compared to the gravity at the poles. Now, as the gravity is more at the polar region, that's the reason why the atmosphere cannot rise to a greater height. This is also the second reason. The two major reasons are, one, there is too much of heat that is present at the equator, so that's why the air can rise easily. The first statement says that the thickness of the troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to the poles. Yes, this statement is right. When it comes to the second statement, it says that at the equator, heat is transported to greater heights by strong convectional currents. Yes, this is also a right statement. And in fact, statement 2 explains statement 1. So the right answer will be, both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, and statement 2 explains the statement 1. So answer will be A for question number 52. Now come to question number 53. See here. Consider the following: pyroclastic debris, ash and dust, nitrogen compounds and sulfur compounds. How many of the above are products of volcanic eruption? See, in a volcanic eruption, you will get to see all of these products, be it pyroclastic debris, ash and dust, nitrogen compounds, sulfur dioxide. Here, the answer will be D, right? And if you have any doubts, you can also point in the comment section. I'll be addressing your doubts as well, right? If you have any doubts, you can also point in the comment section. I'll look into your doubts and in a detailed manner. Yes. Now come to the next question, question number 54. See, which of the following are correct inferences from the isothermal maps of the month of January? Now this question is also directly asked from the NCERT. Even if you are reading NCERT in a detailed manner, both the questions would have been answered. The first statement says that the isotherms deviate to the north over the ocean and to the south over the continent. Yes, this statement is absolutely right. The isotherms actually deviate towards the north in the month of January, because during the months of the January, the oceanic temperatures are lower and the continental temperatures are much lower as compared to the oceans. Okay? So the continent's temperature are mostly lower and oceanic temperatures are, compared to the continents, it is little higher. Now, the presence of the cold oceanic currents, Gulf Stream and North Atlantic drift make the North Atlantic Ocean colder and the isotherms bend towards the north. See here, in fact, the ocean is not colder. The North Atlantic drift current which is there, it helps the western part of the Europe to have warm water, and that is why all throughout the year they are in a position to use their ports. So by this, statement 2 is wrong. So statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is wrong. The correct answer will be only 2. So B would be the right answer. Coming to the question number 55. In the question number 55, which of the following countries are well known as the 2 largest cocoa producers in the world? Now this is a current affairs based statement. Cocoa producers सबसे ज़्यादा, that is in Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. This is near about 2.2 million and this is about 1 million. This is in the current affairs. Okay? This is not a static part, this is in the current affairs. Because we started to import cocoa more as compared to the last few years. That's the reason why this question is asked. Coming to question number 56. Again, one of the easiest questions if you have attended our Samadhan courses, and so we have done the mapping in a very detailed manner. Now this question directly comes from one of the mapping in India based on the river Ganga. See here, with reference to Himalayan rivers joining the Ganga downstream of Prayagraj from west to east, which of the following sequence is correct? If you look into Ganga river, this Ganga river, the major tributaries of Ganga from west to east, when you look into, it is Gomti, Gagra, Gandak, Kosi. So here, in the order, it is Gomti, Gagra, Gandak, Kosi. The right answer here, it would be B. Right? Next, come to question number 57. Again, one of the interesting questions here. One needs to have little logical ability so that you can answer this very easily. This question, it just needs common sense to solve this. Here, see. Consider the following statements. Statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3, they gave 3 statements. Rainfall is one of the reasons for weathering of the rocks. This is statement 1. Do you believe that rainfall is one of the reasons for the weathering? Yes, of course. Statement 1. Statement 2. Rainwater contains carbon dioxide in solution. Of course, rainwater, while it is coming down, it dissolves with the carbon dioxide and it also dissolves with the gases which are there in the atmosphere. It is not just carbon dioxide, it is also oxygen as well. Third statement, rainwater contains atmospheric oxygen. Now let's look into the options. Which of the following is correct in respect of the above statement? Now first statement, both the statement 2 and statement 3 are correct and both of them explains the statement 1. See here, the right answer would be statement A. Why? Because rainfall is one of the reasons for weathering of the rocks. It's not that rocks that are present on the surface and rocks that are present beneath the surface. Now weathering helps in the disintegration of the rocks. Okay? So rainfall in one or the other format or directly or indirectly, it is actually weathering the rocks. Now second thing, rainwater contains carbon dioxide in solution. Yes. They can contain carbon dioxide and limestone and all, they get dissolved easily here. When it comes to statement 3, rainwater contains atmospheric oxygen. See, when rainwater which is having atmospheric oxygen, now this will go and react with rocks such as which contain ferrous. Here, oxidation starts. Now because of this oxidation, again the weathering takes place. It is not that only that rainfall is directly going to affect the rocks. Now the rainfall which is there, it can impact the surface rocks and the rocks which are beneath the earth as well. So this is a broader interpretation. The right answer would be A. That is both statement 2 and statement 3 are correct explanations of the statement 1. Yes. Question number 58. Consider the following countries. We have done this in a very detailed manner in the Samadhan mapping course. So I think smiles all over. Number 1. Finland, Germany, Norway, Russia. How many of the above countries have a border with the North Sea? It is, do you have Finland? No. Do you have border with Germany? Yes. Norway? Yes. Russia? No. The right answer is 2 and 3. That is only 2 is the right answer. B will be the correct answer. Right? Next. Come to the next question. Question number 59. So the set which I am dealing with is set D. Consider the following information. In the statement 1, it says that Dhuadhar, Malwa and Narmada. So very interesting question here. One needs to have an understanding on the waterfalls, the region and the river. Okay. So Dhuadhar, Malwa, Narmada. Yes, Dhuadhar waterfalls, it is in Jabalpur, it is present in the Malwa region and Narmada river. It is correct. The second statement, it says that Hundru waterfalls, which is present in the Chota Nagpur and Subarnareka river. Yes, this statement is also right. When it comes to third statement, that is Jerospa, this is a waterfall which is located in the Western Ghats, no doubt, but it is not located on the Netravati river, it is located on the Sharavati river. So I would categorize this particular question as little tough, but still you can easily solve this because we have dealt these kind of aspects in the Samadhan if you are with us, right? So the right answer here is only 1 and 2. That is, only 2 statements are correct. That is, B is the right answer. And third statement is Galat. Come to question number 60. See, question number 60, it says that consider the following information. And on one side you have region, and the second column you have name of the mountain ranges, and the third one it is type of mountains. So UPSC went into the static area here. Now whatever the questions that we are solving, most of them are static oriented and some from the mapping, but mapping is also more or less static. Up tak, there's no question that is inclined with the current affairs. Now you'll see in the upcoming time period that the weightage of the geography is increasing day by day. And every time I tell you that geography and environment alone will help you to solve prelims and get you to the mains. So this year it is quite clear with this paper. So the weightage of geography and environment is almost near to 40%. So one cannot neglect this subject from now on, and at the same time, you have to focus more on the static. If you have read NCERTs, all these questions would have been very easier. Now come to this question. Central Asia, Vosges and Fold Mountains. See, Vosges is a mountain range which is present not in Central Asia, it is present in France. Right? Next, Europe, Alps and block mountains. See this, in the Europe, it is Alps, these are not block mountains. In fact, these are your fold mountains. right? So this second statement is also wrong. Now come to third statement. North America, Appalachians, they are fold mountains. Yes, they are one of the oldest fold mountains. Very good. Statement 4, South America, Andes and fold mountains. Yes, in the South America you have Andes and they are fold mountains. The answer is only 3 and 4 are correct. So by this, only 2 statements will be right. The correct answer will be B. Right? Come to the next geography and environmental question. It is question number 61. Yes. The organisms cicada, froghopper and pond skater are. See, in the environment, this year, most of the questions are inclined towards the species. Earlier, there used to be questions on acts, but species is one of the favorite area of UPSC, and there is a new trend which you got to see from last 2 years, that they started to ask questions on the species, right? And especially on the species, their behavioral aspects, the questions are more. Now, when you look into, at least there are 4 or 5 questions which are based on the behavior. So overall, you look here, the organisms cicada, that is froghopper and pond skater, what are they? Are they birds, fish, insects and reptiles? The correct answer here is they are insects. Okay, answer is C. Come to question number 62. Consider the following statements. This is both the current affairs based question as well as a commonsensical question. Even if you have a common sense, you can easily understand and mark this question. Consider the following statements. That statement 1 says that many chewing gums found in the market are considered a source of environmental pollution. Statement 2, many chewing gums contain plastic as a gum base. See, recently there's an article which was published that says that there are microplastics which are present in your chewing gum that you eat. So they are considered to be the environmental pollutants. So micropollutants are more dangerous as compared to the major pollutants. Now, majorly, many chewing gums found in the market are considered to be a source of environmental pollution. This statement is right. Second statement, plastic as a gum base. Now, statement 2 explains statement 1, and both the statements are right. So the correct answer will be both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and the statement 2 explains the statement 1. Right? Next question. Question number 63. Consider the following pairs. On one side, countries are given, on the other side, species are given. So the loves per species, you will get to see until 61 to almost 65, 66 questions. Question number 65 also again species based question. So 63rd question is that Brazil, Indri, Indonesia, elk, Madagascar, bonobo. They asked that are these species native to these countries? Now Brazil, it is Indri. No. Indri is a native species which is present in the Madagascar. Okay? Whereas bonobos, see, bonobos are native to Democratic Republic of Congo. Basically, they are present in the south of the river Congo, right? Where do you find this elk? Elks are found in the North America. So overall, Brazil, it did not match. Indonesia, no match. Madagascar, no match. In totality, none of the above. How many pairs are given above are correctly matched? It is, the answer here is D. None of the species are matched correctly. Come to our next question, question number 64. Current affairs based question. Consider the following statements regarding the World Toilet Organization. That is, it is one of the agencies of the United Nations. No, it is not one of the it is not one of the agencies. Okay? It is not one of the agencies. Right? It is saying agencies. No, this is not an agency. Statement 2. World Toilet Summit, that is World Toilet Day and World Toilet College, are the initiatives of the organization to inspire actions to tackle the global sanitation crisis. Yes, this is a current affairs based statement and it is correct statement. Statement 3, the main focus of its function is to grant funds. See, it is not to grant funds but to create awareness. Right? To tackle the sanitation crisis which is there and create awareness and tackle with the problems, but they do not have the power to grant funds. So by this statement is wrong. Only statement 2 is the correct answer. That means A will be the right answer. Right? Okay. So, hello Tanu. Environment was little tricky, this is. See, environment every year species are asked. It is not tricky. It is just that you need to focus on the base. If your base is right, easily you can solve it. And coming to the concept of lions and cats, I've dealt this in the classes many a number of times. So tigers, lions, their behaviors we have dealt in a very detailed manner. But let's see here. Lions do not have a particular breeding season. Yes. See, this is a right statement because usually lions do not have a particular breeding season like the one tigers have. These are very unique species. Unlike most of the other big cats, cheetahs do not roar. See, cheetahs do not roar. What do they do then? They purr. Okay? Cheetahs, they purr and they also trills. Cheetahs, what does it do? It trills and it also chirps. Okay? But it do not roar. This is a right statement. Statement 3, unlike male lions, male leopards do not proclaim their territory by the scent. No. Here, the leopards which are there, they also proclaim the territory by using the scent. So that's why statement 3 is wrong. Now, which of the following statements are correct? It is, the answer says that only statement 1 and 2 are correct, right? Only 1 and 2 are correct. The answer will be your A. Okay. Come to our next question, that is question number 66. Again, current affairs based question, a direct question, very, very easy question. Which of the following is correct description of the 100 million farmers? See, 100 million farmers, it is actually a platform. Now, this platform will accelerate the transition towards the food and water system that are net zero. Directly, if you look into statement 1 is the answer. It is a platform for accelerating the transition towards the food and water system that are net zero carbon neutral and carbon nature positive and that aims to increase farmer resilience. Yes, this is the correct statement and rest of the statements, it is factual in nature. So if you have read it, you will answer it. Even if you have not read it, then 100 million farmers, maybe digital, I don't think if you look through the common sense that you'll go for digital platform fully integrated with service providers. No. See, basically 100 million platform, it is related with net zero component. Even if you learn that somewhere in the current affairs, if you have come across that net zero 100 million farmers, then you would have easily caught it. Okay. Nevertheless, if you have read it, you will solve it. If you haven't read it, then this, I would consider this as one of the tricky question. Come to 67, again a species-based question. This question says that, consider the following: battery storage, biomass generators, fuel cells, rooftop solar photovoltaic cells. How many of the above are considered distributed energy resources? First, what is a distributed energy resource? See, distributed energy resource is nothing but the energy that is generated, whatever is there, the units are located onto the meter side of the consumer. Okay? The consumer side meter, on the consumer side meter, you will find the units. So, battery storage, biomass, fuel cells, rooftop solar photovoltaic cells, all of this, they are considered to be part of the distributed energy resources. Though you can learn this in the science and tech and also environment as well, right? So it is a bit of science and tech and a bit of environment as well. Come to question number 68. Now, which of the following shows a unique relationship with insect that has co-evolved with it and it is only insect that can pollinate this tree? Easy question, that is fig. Here the answer is fig. Okay? Next, consider the following: butterflies, fish, frogs. How many of the above have poisonous species among them? How many of the above have poisonous species among them? There can be butterflies which are poisonous, there can be fishes which are poisonous, there can be frogs which can be poisonous. So all of the three can be poisonous. So the right answer is all three. That is C is the correct answer. That is C. Come to question number 70. Consider the following: cashew, papaya and red sanders. How many of the above trees are actually native to India? If you have watched the Pushpa movie, you will know that red sanders is very, very native, and red sanders, last year also UPSC asked this question. Okay? And this year also it focused. Red sanders, it is native to India, and where is it found? It is found in the Andhra Pradesh. Okay? Nearby Nalamala forest. When it comes to papaya and cashew, see, papaya is native to South America. Cashew is native to South America and papaya is to Mexico, especially in the Central America, right? So statement, the right answer here, it will be only 3, that is only 1, that is A is the correct answer, right? And if you do have any doubts, you can also comment in the comment section. I'll be addressing all your comments as well. '71. Consider the following airports, that is Doini Polo Airport, which is in Arunachal Pradesh, it is in Itanagar. Kushinagar International Airport, which is in Uttar Pradesh. Vijayawada International Airport, which is in Andhra Pradesh. Now, this question, it says that in the recent past, which of the above have been constructed as greenfield projects? Now, what are these greenfield projects? See, greenfield projects are nothing but these are those projects, they are started from the very scratch. Okay? So, Doini Polo Airport, Kushinagar International Airport, and Vijayawada International Airport. Here, Vijayawada International Airport is not a greenfield, which is Doini and Kushinagara, which is in Itanagar and Uttar Pradesh. Both of them are the greenfields. So, answer here is, correct answer is A. Right? Question number 72. With reference to water vapor, which of the following statements are correct? Again, if you have read your NCERT, this question is directly imprinted from the NCERT. It is a gas that amount of which decreases with the altitude. Yes. See, the water vapor decreases with increase in altitude. In fact, it is 4% which is present in the tropics, and less than 1% it is present in deserts and poles. So, in literality, in deserts and poles, the total amount of water vapor is very, very less. And as you increase your height, the total amount of water vapor decreases. Right? So, with this, the first statement, it is a gas, no doubt the amount of which decreases with altitude, this is a correct statement. Statement 2, its percentage is maximum at the poles. No, it is minimum at the poles. It is less than 1%, less than 1%. So, second statement is wrong. Only first statement is right. Even if you have read the NCERT line, you'll mark it. That is 11th class NCERT. Come to question number 73. Again, if you have read the NCERT in a detailed manner, you will also mark this correctly. This particular question came from the Köppen's classification, or else any of the classifications of the geography climate. If you have read it, you will mark it. The question here is, consider the following description. Annual and daily range of temperatures is low. Precipitation occurs throughout the year. Precipitation varies between 50 to 250 centimeters. Now, which of the following is the right answer? See, the correct answer here is the marine west climate. One thing, you can also go through the elimination method. That is, it is saying that 50 to 250 centimeters of rainfall, this kind of rainfall you will either get to see in the equatorial climate, and in fact, equatorial climate, you will have very good rainfall. 50 centimeters of rainfall is very, very less on the equator. In fact, equator receives at least 150 centimeters of rainfall all throughout the year, because every day you have rainfall. By this, you can eliminate even this as well. Precipitation occurs throughout the year. Yes, it can occur in the equatorial climate, and it can also occur in the marine west coast climate. Marine west coast, those areas which are next to the sea, you will see that the annual daily range of temperature will be very, very low. Okay? The annual daily range of temperature will be very, very low. So, the CFB, this is the classification, the answer will be D. Okay? D will be the correct answer here. Many students have confusion between, sir, humid subtropical and marine west coast, but look into NCERT, it is the right answer here is D. Okay? The next question is question number 74. With reference to Coriolis force, which of the following statements are correct? So, Coriolis force, very easy question. This is static wala. 1. It increases with increase in wind velocity. Yes, it increases with increase in wind velocity. It is maximum at the poles and absent at the equator. Yes, both the statements are right. The Coriolis force is maximum at the poles and it is minimum at the equator. So here, select the correct answer using the codes given below. Only one, two only, both 1 and 2, and neither 1 nor 2. So here, C is the correct answer. Question number 75, very, very easy question again. On 21st of June every year, which of the following latitudes experience a sunlight of more than 12 hours? On 21st of June, this is summer solstice. The direct sunlight falls on the Tropic of Cancer, and those regions which are beyond Tropic of Cancer, you will see a sunlight of near to more than 12 hours. So here, one equator, no, it is Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle. That means Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle. That is 2 and 4. D is the correct answer. Okay. And see here, the question is more than 12 hours. Okay, more than 12 hours. So many students think about equator as well. Sir, equator has large amount of sunlight. In fact, no. See, it is not more than 12 hours at that part of the area. Question number 76. Which of the following regions has the world's largest tropical peatland, which holds about 3 years worth of the global carbon emissions from the fossil fuels, and the possible destruction of which can exert detrimental effect on the global climate? Which of the following denotes that region? Amazon Basin, Congo Basin, Kikori Basin, and Rio de la Plateau Basin. It is Congo. Congo has one of the largest basins of the forest and the largest peatlands. Okay? The right answer as compared to all of the above, it will be B. Right? Amazon do not have that big peatlands as compared to Congo Basin. Congo is the largest peatland basin. Come to our next geography and environment question, that is question number 77. In the question number 77, with reference to perfluoroalkyl and perfluoroalkyl substances that are used in making many consumable products, consider the following statement. Statement 1, PFAS are found to be widespread in drinking water, food and food packaging materials. Yes, this statement is right. Statement 2, PFAS are not easily degraded in the environment. Yes, that is the problem. Environmental pollutants माना जाता है. Statement 3, persistent exposure to PFAS can lead to bioaccumulation in the animal bodies. Yes. Anything that is a pollutant, if it can bioaccumulate, it can also biomagnify. So here all the 3 statements are right. Now let's look into the answer. What are they asking? Which of the statements given above are correct? Here, statement 1, 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2, 3. The answer is D. D is the right answer. The next question is question number 78. Again, environmental question, which is related with the species. The love for the species is never ending. You know why? See, UPSC conducts a common examination for civil services, preliminary examination for forest service as well as civil services examination. That's the reason why the total number of questions on the species is always more. The total number of questions on the environment is always more. So you cannot go to exam without solving these environmental questions. Or else you cannot go into the exam without studying the environment, right? Consider the following. One is carbid beetles, centipedes, flies, termites, and wasps. Parasitoid species are found in how many of the above kind of organisms? Now, what are these parasitoid species? These are species which live on the other species. Sometimes they may kill the other species. As a kid, they grow on that particular. If an X species is there, X species will grow on the Y species. So, parasitoid species, carbid beetles can be, centipedes can be, flies also can be, termites. See, there is no evidence. As of now, we do not have good number of evidences that termites can also be parasitoid species. Wasps, yes, they can be. So the most suitable answer for this is, except for 4, that is C. Only 4 are there, C is the right answer. Okay. Termites, there are no evidences of the parasitoid species in the termites. Right? Termites are nothing but your ants. So the answer here is C. Come to our next question, that is question number 79. Again, environmental question. Consider the following plants. How many of the above belong to the pea family? See, pea family, beans family, or even the legumes family, they are all 3 the same. Groundnut, yes. Horse gram, yes. Soya bean, yes. All the 3 belongs to legumes. Leguminous crops, which are helping in the fixing of the nitrogen, right? So, how many of the above belong to the pea family? It is C is the right answer, all of the above. Next question. Question number 80. Consider the following statements. Statement 1, the Indian flying fox is placed under the vermin category under the Wildlife Protection Act. Yes. See, it is placed under vermin category because it eats all the fruits, right? And the Indian flying fox feeds on the blood of the other animal. No, it do not feed on the blood of the other animal. It actually feeds on the fruits. That's why it is called as the Indian flying fox which is relying on the fruit. So if you find that fox, you can literally kill it, right? It looks like a fox, a very small animal. See, it is not as big as the fox is. Don't think that flying foxes are big. They are flying species. They move from one tree to another tree, right? So here statement 2 is wrong. Statement 1 is right in that category. Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. Just a minute. It is not. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. The right answer is C. Sorry. Statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is wrong. Right? The correct answer is C. Now let me tell you again. The right answer is C. Right? Next question, which is our geography and environment, is the question number 92. Go to question number 92. Let me take you to 92. Yes. Consider the following statements. Giant stars live much longer than the dwarf stars. This is statement 1. The statement 2 says, compared to dwarf stars, giant stars have a greater rate of nuclear reactions. See here. First one, the statement 1 says, giant stars live much longer than the dwarf stars. No, it is actually the dwarf stars, they live longer. And the giant stars, they live shorter. So statement 1 is wrong. Statement 2, compared to dwarf stars, giant stars have a greater rate of nuclear reactions. Yes, giant stars have a greater rate of nuclear reactions. That is the reason why they live for shorter time period as compared to the dwarf stars. So overall, if you look into what is the right answer here, D is the right answer because statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. Right? Next geography and environmental question, it will be question number 93. So this is a science and tech question, it's not 93. Next question, it would be 97. You can also consider this as part of geography and environment. Which one of the following is the exhaust pipe emission from fuel cell electric vehicle powered by hydrogen? See, a fuel cell, the electric vehicles which are powered by the hydrogen, the output or any exhaust which is given, it is water vapor. Okay? Water vapor plus heat. These are the two things which are given by the fuel cell electric vehicles which are powered by hydrogen, right? So what is the right answer here? D is the right answer. And the last question which falls into geography and environment are one question that is recently the term pumped storage hydropower is actually and appropriately discussed in the context of which of the following. See, here many students are asking me, sir, that pumped storage hydropower, they might be thinking that lift irrigation of cereal crops and you have doubts on the long duration of energy storage. Now let's once look into the irrigation, the options here. Option A says that irrigation of terraced crop fields. Option B, which says that lift irrigation of cereal crops. Option 3, long duration energy storage, rainwater harvesting system. In fact, you can also consider option B and option C, right? But the most appropriate option or the most relevant option, it would be option C, right? See, it is asked that recently the term pumped storage hydropower. Now, what do you mean by pumped storage hydropower? Pumped storage hydropower, yes. See, pumped storage hydropower, it is mostly related with the long duration energy storage, right? But it can also be used for lift irrigation of cereal crops. It is used in both area, but it is asking recently. Now, there's a lot of confusion between option B and option C, but the most appropriate answer here, it would be option C. So C is the correct answer, right? Let me repeat it again. C would be the most appropriate answer, right? So in totality, if you look into the total number of questions in geography and environment, it is literally 39 questions. So even out of these 39 questions, if you are able to make 25 to 27 odd questions right, you would easily be scoring alone with geography and environment near about 50 to 55, 60 marks. Now, The paper is not so tough. Yes, of course, the questions on the species are a little unexpected, but nevertheless, the UPSC has already given the signal in the last 2 years itself that they are asking more number of questions. And I know many students don't even know the species which they might be learning it from the first time, the cicada or else the beetle species. 1 or 2 questions there are always tough. You need not run behind them. Rather, if you would have focused on NCRTs, if you would have focused on the basic concepts, 70 to 80% of the questions are solvable with an ease. And I would categorize 10% of the questions into tough category, but rest of the questions are ranging from easy to moderate level itself. Now, those students whose base is stronger, whose has a basic understanding of the newspaper current affairs, not going too much and reading hundreds of magazines or hundreds of pages in the magazine, it is time for you to focus more on the static itself. You need to focus on NCRTs. NCRTs would have given you at least 16 to 18 questions just in geography and environment itself. So in totality, this paper is comparatively easier as compared to last year. And one more thing, you get to see the elimination coming back. Okay? Last year, the elimination is completely gone, but this year, the elimination kind of questions are there. See, only 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. If you know one of the statement is wrong, you can easily come and eliminate. So here, in conclusion, I would tell that the cutoff can go a little higher. If the CSAT paper is bit easier, the cutoff would be back to the normal, what you have seen in the 2018, 2019 papers. But if CSAT is tougher, even then the cutoff would be little higher side. Okay? As compared to last year, your cutoff will be little higher side. So those students who have attended Samadhan, I think the smiles are there on your faces, and you would remember me in the examination that many of the questions that we have discussed in the Samadhan are literally right away figuring here, and the conceptual clarity if you have had, that you would have done wonders in this exam. Thank you. If you do have any doubts, you can comment in the comment section, and we would be addressing them. We'll see you. Varun sir is also waiting to solve polity and governance topics and science and tech also. Now, let me welcome Varun sir in the next link. Thank you.